Hi everyone, and welcome to section 6 of the anti-script closing system. Nicholas Lee here again, and today we're going to cover phase number 3, shape. Okay, and in the shape, the only things you need to learn, guys, is the letters V, D, O. What we're going to do here, we're going to shape the future. I could also add shape their offer. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is really good because it also gives you, from your mind's perspective, to remember this. It's going to also give you some pictures in your head. So 3 arrows of V, D, O for vision, decision, and offer. Okay? And yeah, if you picture this, you're going to remember it. But let's do a quick recap, guys. What was phase number 1? Set. What was the acronym for set? DAT. Right, or that. What was D for? Doorway. What was A for? Anchor. What was T for? Timeline. Alright? Now, phase number 2 was stack. Stacking the pressure. And what was the acronym? BEC-DO. B-E-C-D-O-U. What was B for? Barrier. Okay, what's the problem? What has stopped them from achieving the goals they want to achieve? What was E for? Emotion. Go deeper into one of the problems or few of them and try to get it to a place where you hit the emotional levers, leverage in your prospect's mind. C was for consequence. With the emotions, extend the emotions, extend the leverage, extend the problem over a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. That's how you build the pressure. That's how you build the value of what you bring to them. D for decision. After you've built the value, you need to ask them, do they want to stay the same or do they want to change? Right? Remember, when they change, ask them why, so they can sell themselves to why they need to change. Not you telling them telling themselves. Okay? O, after that, ownership. Once they've told themselves they need to change, ask them who's in charge. Themselves. After you've asked them who's in charge, what do you tell them? Why. Get them to sell themselves why they're in charge as well. Okay? And the final one, U for urgency. Ask them if they feel now is the time to make a change. Once they've said yes, don't let them go. Ask them why. Now, can you see how quickly we have gone through the 3 phases? That's how quickly you should be able to go through the phases as well, because they are all sequential, they all work, they all follow each other, and this is how my clients right now are getting amazing results. But to me, it's not just the result, it's the fact that my clients are enjoying having sales conversations. They're feeling in control, they feel very confident. Like one of my clients is saying, she used to be scared and stressed before sales conversations. Now she takes a cup of tea and she enjoys the process. Please, if you are starting to feel this way, this enjoyment, please post about it. I just want to hear from it because that's my goal. Getting you to a place where you are not nervous about sales conversations. You actually feel great about it and you look forward to them. Okay? But today, let's move into phase number 3, shaping the future. So let's dive into my cool PowerPoint. Shape their future. Okay, we're going to start with vision. Okay, what I mean by vision is literally shape their future. All right. So what happens is after they've told you, well, now is the right time to make that change, and you've asked them why, and they've given you the answers, you're like, okay. So based on what you shared with me, okay, and guys, by the way, if you can't help them, just tell them. That's fine. But if you can help them, you tell them, based on what you've told me, I believe that what we do here can help you get to where you want to go. Now, here's the beauty of it. We have already collected all the leverage as to where they are in life, the problems they have, the impact this is having on them. So for example, someone is saying, oh, I'm struggling with sales, I'm losing money, all right? So then you'd be like, okay, so Okay, so look at this, right? Let's suppose we help you get so good at selling that you are now closing those $10,000 that you were losing before. What if, with the training I give to you, and by the way guys, this is all for you here. I know this can be your future if you do the work I'm sharing with you. But let's suppose I help you to manage all of the objections and you feel great when you're on the sales calls and you know exactly the words to do, and you start to close every single call that you get on, and you make that $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. How would your life be different? Okay, so you ask them, how would things be different? How would your life be different? What would you do differently at that point? Okay, so you let them talk about what would be good, how would be things, and there's many layers and many nuances. I will break down a bit more later. Let me give you one cool one which I learned from one of our mentors again, and it is one that says most people on your calls will be a husband, a wife, a mom, a daughter, a sister, a brother, right? That's what we call an identity. An identity shift is much more powerful than just a decision, because an identity as a mom, as a father, brings more responsibility, brings a higher thought process, and 10 to 100 times more decisions and actions to it. So you can englobe all of that by asking a question such as, okay, so as a dad of 3 children, as a husband to your wife, right? When you get to this goal, how would it feel? Right? This takes it to the next level of feeling as well. Okay? And again, this is down to the emotion game, but this is part of it. Okay? So that's how you make this vision even stronger for them. Okay? Next one, the decision. Okay, you can ask them again. You don't need to, but you can, right? Getting to this goal though, based on what you've shared with me, you're still struggling with sales right now. Do you feel it's worth making a change to achieve the vision, the future you've mentioned to me? And again, guys, like we've said, once they say yes, by the way, guys, anytime you have a closed question, it's called, when they say yes or no, when there's not open to the answer, you can come back with a why. Okay, if they say, yeah, I want to change, why though? And get them to reinforce whatever you said. And this is another question, in addition to what do you mean? The why question is another question you can ask 100 times in a conversation. It will still hit if you're asking it with the right tone at the right time. Okay, because they're always explaining something they've just shared. So it's a new piece of information that you're now clarifying with the question, why? Okay. Now the importance of this decision is because this decision now is linked to the future. The decision before was linked to the change about the problem. Okay. And then once you're clear on those, you can now make the offer. Okay, because clearly they've told you they've got such a problem that they need to get solved. They're emotionally engaged. They agree with what you've said. Okay. Now they've given you the future where they want to go and they believe they need to make that change, right? So clearly they are a good fit to work with you. Okay. Now with the offer, again, I have to break it down in more detail, but the offer is something I mentioned earlier. When we were exploring the barriers someone's having to not have achieved their goals, okay, they would have shared 3 or 4 different problems. If they only share one, you can always ask them, oh, apart from XYZ problem you mentioned, what other problem do you have? Okay, try to get at least 3 problems, because then in your offer, you can solve all of those problems exactly for this person. Okay, now again, I'm going to repeat one very important quote, which says, and I've said it before, guys, and if you remember this right now, amazing, congratulations. Do share that you remembered it, because that's my whole point. I'm teaching you in a way that everything I'm teaching you will stay with you faster, so you don't go and learn specific words from a script and don't remember them. Here you're learning a framework, principles, strategies, and tactics, so you can use and change. The framework stays the same, even though you could change them if you wanted to. The principles will stay the same, because that's the big picture of what you're doing. The tactics, though, will change if you wanted to. And the tactics and the strategy as well, based on where you are, what you're selling, all of those change. But the principles is what will dictate how you influence people on a big picture level. That's what I want you to master. Once you master this, you will never, ever, ever be scared to be in any situation to close a deal. And that's the most powerful skill, the most powerful tool and resource I want you to get from me today. Oh, whilst you're working with me in the school group. Okay. Now with the offer, the biggest problem I've seen with scripts is that, scripts and problems in general, right? We have, as business owners, we want to solve many problems for our customers. And very often we have so many solutions to all of their problems that we want them to know all of it. However, again, before I go forward, go in the Duty to Sell challenge, guys. Go and watch this training. There's a term called the reticular activating system, because it clarifies what I'm sharing here. And this is the base of everything I'm teaching, by the way, the reticular activating system, because you need to meet your prospect where they are. If you don't meet them where they are, this is where they're going to feel you're manipulative. This is where they're going to feel you're not trustworthy. This is where they're not going to believe what you have going on. But if you meet them where they are, they will see you as someone very different to any other person they've ever met. And they will trust you with their life. And by the way, I have many people doing that with me right now, which I appreciate. But they will see you as someone genuine. And I do get this conversation quite a bit, this comment quite a bit, which I appreciate as well. So when you're doing the offer, get the 3 problems they have. And whether you've got 10, 15, 20, 100 different solutions to 100 different problems that all of your customers in the world may have, only share the 3 solutions that will help them solve their 3 problems. Okay? If you want to be slightly better, but again, you need to understand what you're doing and how it works, you could add 1 more that is very closely linked to what they've already shared with you. And how you say it is also very important, which again I'm going to share in more detail after. But in this case, let's say I'm helping someone like you guys, okay, struggling with nervousness, struggling with confidence, struggling with script, struggling with objection. I'd be like, okay, Mr. James, you remember, so the formula is, you remember how you told me you struggle with confidence and nervousness and you don't want to go on sales course. Well, we have created a system that will for sure get you to a position in your mind as an identity to get you to a place where you feel excited, you look forward to sales conversations so you can close more deals. And this is the Duty to Sell challenge, guys. This is why I've built this, right? And then you tell them, how would it feel knowing that you can go on a sales course and feel amazing because you know you're going to do well, right? Do you feel, right, the next thing is, do you feel this will help you close the deal? Actually, this goes to the next phase, but I'm going to cover some of it because it's linked. But you want to confirm with them, do you feel this will help you to get to your goals? And again, guys, after you've asked those questions, what do you say? Why? Get them to sell themselves to what they've said. Okay? Then you go to the next part. You know how you told me you don't have a script, you struggle with script, you feel very disingenuous when you speak to someone, they told you you're manipulative with your scripts. It's crazy you say that, but I've built this anti-script closing system that allows people to learn how to not have any script with them, but close like a boss. How would it feel having a system that allows you to be free on your conversations, be flowy, but still have a process that takes you from point A to point B, which is closing the deal, and makes it really genuine, authentic as a conversation? Do you feel that will help you close more deals, make you feel more excited to close deal, and make the prospect feel great about the deal? Yeah? Do you think that will help you get to your goals of 10, 15, 20K per month? Yeah? Okay, why though? Which point in particular with that thing do you feel will give you the most value? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah? So that's what you would do for each of those problems you solve. And every single time you ask them to confirm what it is that makes them feel it is going to get them there. Okay? So that's it. VDO. Actually, the C should be here, but I'll prefer to put it on the next one because it looks cooler. But I hope that makes sense. VDO, and you can add a C for confirm. Okay? Now, usual guys, I would have said it many times. I will keep saying it. It is my duty to sell to you because I know I can give you 10 times the value, 20 times, 50 times the value. If you want to do one-on-one, book a call with me. Let's see if we can help you. I don't know if I have more spots, by the way, but at some point there will be no spots. Then I might be able to help you on a group coaching. Oh, we'll see. We'll see what I can do. I'm not the cheapest, like I said. I would say if you don't have leads coming in consistently where, me helping you now will not get you results as quickly as possible, we may not be a good fit. But also, if you're new to the group, you haven't had your first one-on-one with me, feel free to book a call. You all get a free one-on-one call with me where I want to get clarity as to where you are, what you're struggling with. Maybe I can give you some quick prescriptions. I see my one-on-one calls as prescriptions. And I feel one of the biggest things I've done for my clients, that's how they've closed 100K, 500K, and one told me, he's done more from me in 4 months than in 10 years in corporate sales, is because I see myself as a doctor. You bring me whatever thing you're struggling today, bring me any deals you're working on today, and I will give you prescriptions or I will give you some easy tips and tricks to use today to close those deals. I want you to make your money, get your ROI within the next month or two from me, so then anything else after that is pure profit. Okay? So anyone interested, go and find the link. It's in the community somewhere, one-on-one book call. Also, guys, I would always say, if you haven't done the Duty to Sell challenge, do it first. Okay? If you don't know or if you haven't got it yet, I don't think it's there, but as it will be somewhere, I might leave it on all of the pages, because as you can see, I'm building it right now with you. I will leave a link that will give you the full access to my super document about how to use the anti-script closing system with all of the questions next to it. But again, I'm building the smaller training here so you can come back and rewind and find the things you need easily. Okay. Again, guys, any questions, can you please post in the community? Okay, I'll show you again. Go in the community, come here, anything you've learned, post so someone else can benefit from it. Any wins, guys, post so I can win as well. I can get the testimonials, others can get inspired, you can feel great, we can support you. All right. Same thing, leaderboards, guys. If you want to access additional training, further training, make sure you engage. So the way you get points here, guys, is by engaging, posting, commenting on others, liking posts, right? And then you will be in this leaderboard here. Okay, every 30 days I might start to give like a free one-on-one, or we'll see. We'll see how it goes and how people are feeling about this. And on the calendar, once a week, I do have a free live session. Okay, we'll see how that evolves as well. Okay, so that's it from me. And it was a pleasure, and I'll speak to you on the next training.